Daily walk, walk the Ave. Live from Philly. Talk to me. Talk to me, y'all. Wait for them to send notifications out. Might as well go live during my walk. Try to stay in shape. All right, so Floyd Schofield Sr. said that the $1 million offer to face Abdullah Mason was real, that they turned it down. Let's talk about it. All right, we got one of my favorite channels on here. Live with Resuming TV, Resuming Nation. Make sure y'all
Excellent.
subscribe, y'all.
What's going on, Mel?
All right, I'm off my daily walk. Yeah, I'm officially an old head. I got to get my walks in. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, baby. We all gotta put that work in. You gotta
All
do something.
right, so let me know, Mark. Floyd Schofield Sr. admits the $1 million offer to face Abdullah Mason was real.
Okay.
He said he turned it down because Oscar De La Hoya offered him $4 million. Well, I'm sorry, a $5 million 5 fight deal, and that he didn't want him to take the Abdullah Mason fight. Is that a duck?
Well, let's look at the situation, right? I always go back to a Mikey Garcia interview that I saw on Ellie Seckbag's channel way back. And on Ellie Seckbag's channel, Mikey Garcia was talking about how, just because you get $1 million doesn't necessarily mean that you coming home with $1 million. He
Yes.
said, and I actually fact checked this with multiple fighters that have made millions of dollars, like Rolly Romero, just fighters that have made big paydays. And Mikey said that you might come home with 300,000. You
Woo.
might come home with 300,000 off of $1 million payday, right? Because you got to take
Yep.
into account you got to pay trainers, you got to pay your taxes, blah blah blah. Probably coming home with 300,000. And everybody that I've asked that, they said that's pretty accurate, right? Cool. So if we doing that, 5 fight deal, $5 million, right? So 5 million, 5 years. How many times is he fighting a year? Did he even
No,
establish
not
that?
5 years. I'm sorry, 5 fights. Five
Five
fights.
fights, 5 fights for five
Five.
million. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, a million a fight.
and
So
that's a minimum.
I mean, if we going based off of that math that we were just talking about, that he coming home with 1.5.
True.
So if you only gonna make so you pretty much avoided Abdullah Mason fight to take on 5 more fights when you only gonna make a half a mil more.
At the same
Like,
time, but that for that $1 million fight with Abdul Mason, that's worth 300,000, right?
say that again? Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
so do
You
you?
pretty much you took the same deal.
Yes.
Yeah, you pretty much took the same deal. So you avoided Abdullah Mason to go get the same amount of money for most likely lesser opponents. You feel what I'm saying?
Less
So
less danger too.
that's what I'm saying. Like lesser opponents, less danger. Yeah. So I mean, they could look at it as like a business move or whatever the case is, but you can't be popping and shit like Kid Austin's father dude talking about y'all the greatest of all time, and y'all willing to face any and everybody. But every time y'all had a position where y'all could have fought, either high rate contenders. Like I remember at one time he was supposed to fight the kid H2O. He pulled out with an injury.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you get the ultimate opportunity against Shakur Stevenson. You come up sick. But then you in the gym right after you got out of the hospital. It's just a lot of funny stuff. Now Abdullah Mason and them, they calling your bluff, offering 7 figures to fight, but you turn around You know what I'm saying? And you choose to go down the safer, you know, you see Abdullah Mason in the street, and then you decide to, you know, take the sidewalk. You feel
Mm.
me? So that's how I personally look at it. He took the same money with Golden Boy Promotions to most likely face lesser opponents because they may look at Abdullah Mason as somebody who is too much of a risk right now. They're not trying to fumble the bag just yet. That's what it looked like to me.
Hey, Mark. All right, so it's one thing, right? If you say that Abdullah Mason is a tough fight, and that's a fight that I'm looking forward to in the future,
Hmm.
and I feel like that's a mega fight. And right now it doesn't make business sense because I can make this, that, and over here. But you're saying we knocked him out. You know what I mean? We beat his ass in sparring. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Well, then do it, right?
Yeah.
That's my thing. These dads talk so fucking much, and you talk your son into a corner. If you just keep it humble, like, look, he's a great fighter, but $1 million right now, that's a fight that we could possibly make 5 to 10 on. I got this offer from Oscar De La Hoya, and $1 million is my minimum. So we're gonna do this over there.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you. I think that if Floyd Schofield Sr. uh took a humble approach, I don't think he will be facing much criticism because we're all under the understanding as of right now that Floyd Schofield got a lot to work on, and he needs time to grow. He needs time to develop. But like I said, when you out here popping your shit, talking about that your son knocked this person out, and you know, I heard him even say that his son was the standard. That they need him for sparring and stuff like that. Like he's such like this, you know, huge factor in the sport of boxing. And I've heard him talk crazy about William Cepeda, who's a top contender like himself. I've heard him talk. I mean, not like himself, but like his son. I heard him talk crazy about Shakur, Keyshawn. I've heard him talk crazy about Abdullah Mason. This man has had offers to face and had fights solidified with Shakur. Had an offer sent to him by Abdullah Mason. So they doing a whole lot of talking, and they not doing a lot of walking. It's really that simple, and it makes your son look bad because you putting him in a position, you putting all this pressure on him. But whenever you know y'all get that phone call, y'all press and ignore.
Facts. And then doing another interview. So
Yeah.
I don't have any issue with the logic. I think that is a big fight for the future if both fighters continue their trajectory. I think that Abdullah Mason is dangerous as fuck. Just shut the fuck up.
it's,
It's
it's
that
that
simple.
simple.
Like these pops be getting themselves in trouble, and you look like a duck because you didn't talked about how you gonna do X, Y, and Z, and you talk about how good the other guy isn't, but now you want career changing money. No, this is a cakewalk, right?
Yeah. You let him tell it everybody a cakewalk. You let his father tell it everybody a cakewalk. But when the cakewalks get presented, you know, to the table, you know, then all of a sudden this, you know, shit just not happening for them. People stealing passports and shit like that.
Yo, what they call him, the pullout king?
That's what they saying in the comments. That listen, man, that's what they
See,
looking like
Mark,
right
you
now.
don't understand business, Mark. You don't understand. Listen, Oscar De La Hoya. See, that's your problem. That's your problem. Oscar De La Hoya offered us a five-fight, $5 million contract. Okay, okay. Ask your core. He knows about kid. He knows about my son. That's not enough money. Where's the cheddar, Mark? Where's the cheddar?
Mm-hmm. Fucking embarrassing, bro. And it would sound good to a stupid a stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I see what he doing, bro. You know what I mean? Trying to make his son name relevant, put his son name out there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he ain't rushing his son to get in them big fights. They pump faking. It's clear as day they pump faking, bro. And that's sad
Using
because I honestly feel like Schofield, like he got some developing to do. He got some growing to do in the sport, but he got potential. I think he honestly got potential, and there's a lot of room for improvement with that kid. But I just think that his father's just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like at least with Bill Haney, when he popped that shit about his son, his son's still getting into some, quality fights. You feel what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like you can't be popping that shit, and then when shit get a little bit hot, or the fight date gets closer, all of a sudden there's something wrong with your son, and then like to make himself not look like he turkey. Yeah, I mean he go around and talk about how they poison his son and all this crazy stuff.
He was poisoned. Dastardly. These dastardly fiends.
Uh huh.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm going to reveal everything in a tell-all book. Shakur Stevenson poisoned my son, Kid Austin. Dastardly.
The whole every excuse that he had made in the lead up to that fight was disgusting, bro. Like it was
Yo,
so much. I'm
the
like, bro, this dude gotta be
feds ran
schizophrenic.
in.
They ripped the signature. Yo, they did. He had his passport, but somebody broke into his house and ripped the signature page off of their passport. Like no other pages in the book. They just ripped out the signature page. Then the cops was the SWAT was over his house. Um, that they planted something in his car. I'm like, bro, like this shit is wild, bro. I never heard no shit like that.
Yo, I hate when motherfuckers be having those cars like that. It make me think they busting. Luckily, I got my joint on me,
Oh yeah, as you should. Shit, yeah, they be tripping. And then they be getting mad when they get pulled over. Oh, the cops keep
bro.
fucking with me, man. I'm like, bro, y'all weird,
Oh,
man. They talking about, oh, I bought the car like that. Man, nigga, shut up. No, you didn't.
loud ass pipes. But yeah,
Yeah,
you right. Just chill. Just don't say anything. I understand the business of boxing. I understand you have to you have to exercise caution,
right.
and you want to get as much as you can out of every opportunity. So I'm not mad at that. But just shut the fuck up.
And this another thing, Mil. There's so many different ways that you could go about promoting your son without
Yes.
capping. There's so many different avenues, bro. Like y'all could take the Ryan Garcia approach and just pop off social media. You know what I'm saying? Or just maybe you could let your performances do the talking like Abdullah Mason do. You ever hear Abdullah and his pop and shit? No, they sign a fucking deal. They fight whoever they put in front of them and they beat their ass. And they get that organic, you know what I'm saying? Like promotion. It don't get much
Yo,
better than that.
you know who pops off for Abdullah?
So,
Us.
yeah.
YouTubers.
And that's
YouTubers pop
exactly
off for Abdullah because he's stepping on shit.
exactly. And that's the people that you need popping shit. Like if you don't need to run your mouth. You don't. There's so many ways to go about promoting yourself. Capping ain't one of them. But good buddy Taylor said too late. He got the light now. Yeah, yeah. That's the situation his father put him in. So now he ain't got no choice but to fight somebody because of how crazy
Facts.
his pop talk.
And heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yep. And his pop mouth is the one that's making the crown heavy. So now he got a step. That's what happens when you got the wrong motherfuckers talking for you. And you just let people around you just say whatever they want. Mhm.
Ain't lying.
Facts though.
Ain't lying. I feel bad for the kid because he's definitely a real humble, soft-spoken kid, and he's going to get a lot of flack because they are making the right moves business-wise. Because look, if the contract is true, he already put himself in a seven-figure conversation, but without taking on too much danger and taking a loss, right?
Right.
So, but you lost the streets. Nobody believes anymore.
Yeah.
Ashton Still, it was like three or four situations that you turned down. But after saying that you wanted those situations, you told me, like, you forced the narrative with Shakur. We had you as a prospect. I didn't want you to fight no damn Shakur Stevenson. I felt like that was too much for you. But you said it. Okay, if you say it, okay, do it.
His promoter even thought that was too much for him, and he still kept on doing the shit. He could have easily just listened to Oscar. Oscar was like, "Yo, we don't like that fight for you yet. Like, we could keep you undefeated for this amount of time, and then we could put you in position to fight for that belt." Nope. Just completely went against what Oscar said, kept running his mouth just for him to
We
pull
want
out
the
at the end of the year.
smoke, Mark. You was a jealous hater. You're the
Yeah,
hater.
and that's what be fucking me up about him. Like people, like he just want people to be on the same type of time as him all the time. We see the bullshit, we calling it out, but because we calling it out, you know what I'm saying, and not letting you slide, we haters. Shit is crazy, bro.
JR, what up? Yeah, man. Like, and Abdullah don't talk much. So you did a fucking whole campaign about Shakur, Abdullah, Tank, Devin. Abdullah ain't say shit, but sent the paperwork.
And that's what
What?
you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but boxing fans really think that fights don't happen unless you call somebody out. You don't want to fight unless you call somebody out. No, I'm gonna have my people contact your people. Let's get this done.
Yep. Don't not a single word need to be said publicly. I know that for a fact. I done seen a whole bunch of offers and fights get made. You know, just on my side of the, just like at my gym. You know what I mean? Just working under my dad and seeing how the way he makes shit happen. I've seen fights happen where not a single word had to be spoken between anybody on social media.
Nope.
Shit just get done. You feel me? So yeah, a lot of these fans, and you know, you can't really be too mad at these fans because they just go off of what they see. You know what I mean? They don't really know the business. They ain't never been a part of the sport, so you know what I mean. They just see motherfuckers talking shit online, and they automatically assume that a fight gonna manifest from that. Like I've seen people be like, "Oh man, I seen Tank and Shakur. They talking crazy, man. They talking crazy to each
Nothing.
other on social media, bro. They gonna fight soon." I'm like, I don't know. They've been talking shit to each other for like half a decade.
Yo,
Shit.
when shit gets super quiet, that's how we know stuff's happening.
Right.
Charlo and Caleb Plant, they already got a deal done. The
Yeah.
deal is done.
Yep.
They did
And
that
it's
shit in quiet.
that's a
If they
fact.
get past their opponents, they gonna rumble in quiet. Yo, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, yo.
Absolutely.
Yo, when we leave there, we going straight to Mazuma TV. When you going to live?
10:30. What time is it, man? Yeah, 9:58. So I got like a half hour.
All right, so in 30 minutes, we gonna head over to Mazuma TV. What's the topic on the channel?
We talking about fuck, damn, I gotta look at my I gotta look at my live. But we chopping it up what's currently going on in boxing. Uh what I am gonna be speaking about in all honesty is what I think Turkey Al Sheik, what his plans are gonna be, you know, moving with Javante Davis. I think he gonna try to intercept that fight from Jake Paul like he did Canelo Alvarez. That's what I personally believe. So we gonna speak a little bit about that. We gonna talk about damn, I forgot my damn topics. That's crazy. I'll just be going. I see what I see, and whatever I find interesting, I just put it up. But we always open a platform up for like open boxing topics too, so it's gonna be lit for sure.
Okay, out there, yeah. Ladies.
Shit. Boots trying to sign Norman Jr. for a fight. Let's see,
I'm
but
not
Norman,
sure that I'm not sure that fight's gonna happen. I
you don't
hope
think so?
so, but nah.
T.O. seemed like he gonna jump in front of that shit before Norman do.
Time waits for no man, and that's everybody included. Everybody has their own path, and motherfuckers is gonna do what's best for them. You chose to fight Jin Sasaki, great, but
They act like they had to fight just Sasaki though. That's what fucked me up about the whole shit. Like y'all chose to fight him, and I feel like that shit was so scripted. Like the way that like right after that fight, Justin Saki got a motherfucking letter that he trying to read in English, and Brian Norman was like, "Oh yeah, man, we gonna think about it. We gonna think about it." Man, y'all already knew that fight was in play, bro.
here's the thing: Jin Sasaki, True School Sports. Jin Sasaki said he was gonna fight Brian Norman in January. He fought January, I think, yeah, January 25th. He said he was gonna fight after his victory. He
Yeah,
walking down the
so
hallway. He
but
said
you could
I'm
just
fighting Brian
I
Norman
didn't even
next.
I didn't even see that. But like just how the way they played it, bro, like it just looked like some shit that was already done behind the scenes and they wasn't saying nothing publicly until Brian Norman defeated Cuevas. You feel me? So like
Mhm.
it looked scripted. You know what I mean? It looked like that was something that they already had cooking up that we just didn't know about. Like you ain't have to face Jin Sasaki, bro. But I see what you're doing. Like Jin Sasaki, you know, he reckless. You know what I mean? He reckless. He irresponsible with his defense. That's somebody that's like that type of fighter. That's tailor made for somebody like Brian Norman who got heavy hands and could really do some damage with minimal output. You feel what I'm saying? So it make I see why he doing it. He going out to Japan. He gonna get a nice little. He gonna get some yen. You know what I mean? And he gonna make that. He gonna bring that shit back over and convert it to U.S. dollars. I mean, it's simple to me.
Here, here's what I'm scared of, right? Number one, Japanese fighters fight differently in Japan. I'm not gonna say why, but they do. One. And did you see Mike Fox versus Sergey Boyachuk?
Yes, I did. I didn't see it live, but I took the time to rewatch it. I had actually reached out to Mike, man. I feel bad for him because,
Robbery.
yeah, bro, they just
When
do
you
him
go in
dirty on
people's
them
back and
scorecards.
when you go in people's backyards, you open yourself up for all kinds of bullshit. He dropped dude. They said no, that wasn't a drop.
I
So if
seen it.
they'll
He
do
led
that,
he led with a left hand and it made contact and he fell. I don't know how that's not a knockdown.
so mind you, Mike Fox is from America. Sergey Boyachuk isn't from here. But since that's where he lives at, and that's where his promotion is at, and they threw the fight, then he's the A side. So Mike Fox got robbed in his own country, fighting a foreign. So what you think that they got in store for some Brian Norman? I hope he goes in there and just obliterates this kid. I hope he just fucking puts boots to ass to Jim. Because if he don't, if that is a competitive fight, you already know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, they gonna swing that shit right in Sasaki way because they want to head that world title in Japan. You know what I mean? They
Facts.
got they got Inoue, they got Nakatani out there shining. They would love to add Shin Sasaki to the list. And they the Japan and they rock behind they fighters heavy over there, super heavy. They about as loyal as they come over there. I don't think Japan get enough credit for the type of fan base that they got. Man, they I got a homie that live out in Japan right now. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo. He said they be having fights every night. Like every night they got fights, bro. Like you could just
Yeah,
walk. Yeah, they said they be fights on every night. Like boxing's such a strong part of their culture over there that they be over there fighting on the regular, bro. Like you could walk into an event on like a Wednesday night and they in there rumbling. So it's like that's the Japan like UK boxing fans, some of the best fans in the world. I think Japan got a strong case for being one of the best too. So you know, shit. Yeah, I know what you talking about in terms of them being a different form when they in Japan too. So Norman
shit.
as a champion, he better be doing his due diligence and looking for some type of testing or whatever the case is.
Facts. Appreciate the $2 super chat from my man, the Nitric Manor. Appreciate you, D.
Denitric Banner, that's one of my biggest supporters over at Mazuma TV. Salute to the boy Denitric Banner, for sure, for sure.
And you gotta worry, like, bro. That's one of the reasons why boxing is struggling to becoming a mainstream sport. You gotta explain to dudes why dudes are winning fights. It's like I didn't see you win, so how did you win? I don't want to hear about the politics. Don't nobody care about what Adam Silver won. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care about what Roger Goodell won. What I saw on the field should dictate the outcome of the event.
Hmm. Absolutely. They said, oh yeah, and Bohajuk did miss weight, right? He came in a whole middleweight.
Boyachuk moved the weight 3 times, bro. What the fuck? First off,
And
Mike Fox fights at 47.
that's what I was about to
They
say.
made him come up to 54. Then in the middle of the camp, they said, "Oh my God, struggling. Let's do 57." Then when he get out there, they oh we can't do 57. Let's do 60. Come on, man.
Wow.
And
And
still,
I'm
and you
gonna
in there
tell
with a
y'all
dude.
something too.
Go ahead.
Bohajuk people had sent us an offer, but it was for
Oh,
like
for Femi.
for Femi, yeah, they had sent the offer for Femi, but that money was so. And I hope Mike got more than what the fuck they was offering, bro, because that shit was disgusting, bro. Um, and the whole time this motherfucker, this motherfucker was gonna come in 162. Shit, crazy, bro.
Yeah, your pop don't play that. Your pop would have raised all holy hell out there.
Yeah, but my pop didn't know who Bohachuk was. I had to put him on. I'm like, yo, that motherfucker just fought Virgil. Motherfucker, like he out here, he like a top contender at 54. You gotta get that shit right. I was like, for that time, I was like, man, fuck, bro, we can make that at the arena fighting a nobody.
Gosh.
Like, what the fuck is we even talking about? But yeah, man, I feel bad for Mike, bro. He cannot get them judges to look his way, bro. And he's a phenomenal outboxer too. He tall, he got skill, always come in great shape. He get yo, he put I could tell he be work, he be I be watching him, he be grinding during them training camps, bro. He put his all into the shit. And it just sucks to see guys like they put in nonstop hard work, just hoping that they get their moment, and when they moment's supposed to, occur, the politics of boxing take it away from them, bro. That shit is really
Yep.
sad. Shit is really sad, bro.
All because one dude sell tickets, or they think he'll be able to sell tickets. So shit's
Yep,
corny, yo.
yep. Or that person's like on the cusp of fighting for a world title and they ain't trying to fuck that money up.
Facts.
Could be that too. Yeah, I seen that Mike gonna be back in July. Jeter Promotions putting him right back in the ring as they should. You know what I mean? But that fucking sucks.
Fucking fucking robbery. Oh man, Mike was running. So
He
what
beat
was
he
Sergey Boyachuk running into?
facts.
I
And
saw
then
a whole bunch of uppercuts.
so he beat that gold medalist. I forgot his name, right? At 140. He beat that gold medalist. I forgot his name.
Oh, you talking about Mestre?
No, 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 no. Mike Fox beat like this Olympian dude at 140.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Beat him. He's supposed to have Mike straight on his resume and Bohachuk, bro.
Boyachuk and the fight with Lucas Santa Maria was a close fight, tough fight.
Yeah. I've seen that one too.
The only Jones that I feel like I never watched him versus Ergashev, right? But the only Jones I feel like was legit was Mean Machine. Mean Machine got him.
Yeah,
It is
Ergashev
what it
with
is.
I seen that fight with Ergashev because we was looking at Ergashev. And I was studying Ergashev in the lead up to the Matias fight. Ergashev was he 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 outworked Mike. He like overwhelmed Mike with pressure. So I think Ergashev got Mike. You feel what I'm saying? But
Mm.
the other two fights I mentioned, Mike ain't lose them Jones, bro. You know what I mean?
Crazy. And you the dude coming in with 23 knockouts out of 25 wins, and you brought the 47 up to two weight classes, and he knocked you down, and you didn't do shit. That's bad. That's a bad look, man.
It is, bro. It is. But you know, I hope because of what the people saw and what we really know what happened, I hope that doesn't take Mike out of getting like other big opportunities. You know what I mean? I hope that he's still able to get opportunities based off of the effort that he puts into these fights. He makes these fights against like top contenders and shit like that competitive. You feel me? So
Mm.
I hope Mike continues to get them calls and get them opportunities because I think Mike eventually gonna end up upsetting one of these dudes, bro.
Yeah,
I think they already don't want to fight Mike just based off of like his, physical attributes. Him being that tall and understanding that he's a tall fighter and boxes on the outside and shit like that. I think a lot of dudes don't really want to deal with that. I
he's
mean, they
definitely a tough out though.
he is because he's not going to really be giving you what you're looking for. Like if you he gonna fight his fight and it's up to you to make the adjustments necessary to get to him. Because if not, he's just gonna stick to his plan and just keep making you frustrated. So might give anybody a tough fight.
What's your thoughts before we head out? What's your thoughts on Tim Bradley saying that Teofimo can beat Boots?
Listen, man, there's a few things that I think about Tim Bradley, bro. I ain't gonna really say it on your channel, but you done heard what I said on my channel about him. But what I really want to say about him in all honesty, and I heard Greg Hackett perspective. He had a good one thinking that, like Tim Bradley was trolling. But, it's not that I necessarily disagree with that. But at the same time, Tim Bradley has a history of going against, fighters that look like him, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
Um Also, Tim Bradley has also shown to be a company man. He's an absolute company man, and he'll do anything to appease the higher ups that's involved with Top Rank. You know, he's been like that as a fighter, and he's definitely like that as a commentator. Um, I just don't understand why he went out of his way to disrespect Jerron Ennis. And the time is just bad. The time is just terrible, considering what Teofimo has been doing or and saying towards black people, and then you jump out of the woodworks and try to defend them. It's
That
disgusting
boy
work, bro.
Teofimo's a real one.
Yeah, with that John, with the jaundice, with the
Type
jaundice
this
in his
shit.
eyes. That boy need a detox. Trying to tell you, he need a good detox. Yo, Tim Bradley, you probably didn't watch on my channel, but on YSL, bro, you looking a little unhealthy, bro. So if you need like a little good detox, just shoot me a DM at mark.mazuma on Instagram. You know what I mean? I'll send it over you free of charge. I want to see you healthy, brother. You a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I want to see you, you know what I mean, live a long, prosperous life. So despite the disagreements that we have, I want to see you okay. So you know what I mean? We're gonna get you a little Dr. Sebi treatment and get them eyes back to their regular color, cause you out here looking like Michael Jordan and shit with the yellow eyes. But but nah, man, like he a company man, bro. Like whatever agenda they gonna put on the table, he gonna follow it through and through. He been like that since he was a fighter. He been like that, and he's definitely like that as a commentator. You know what I mean? Him and Stephen A. Smith cut from the same cloth. It
They
is what it
are.
is.
They are.
And you know and you know it's crazy. Tim is a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know he done did some great things in the sport of boxing. He done fought at a high level. Like he know what it is, bro. Like he know what he see. You feel what I'm saying? He know that Teofimo, who like Teofimo, he not fucking with Boots, bro. Like his power didn't even translate up to 140. It's gonna translate at 147, going up against that
Definitely
big
did,
ass
man.
welterweight. I mean, I was competing at welterweight, and Boots is significantly bigger than me. So and I wasn't a small welterweight myself, so it's kind of like and Teofimo not bigger than me neither. So I already know what type time that's gonna be on it. You know, Tio got a lot of holes in his game that Jerron Ennis can exploit. And everybody and Tim Bradley coming out his neck to talk about, who Jerron Ennis beat that was elite. What fighter has Teofimo Lopez fought that has the abilities that Jerron Ennis has? The athleticism, the explosiveness, the power, the accuracy, the inside game, the jab. He hasn't fought anybody like that. Nobody.
Yo, here's what's crazy though, right? Size means something. Like, let's stop acting like because you were successful 2, 3 weight classes down and you beat great fighters at that weight that you'll be able to come up and beat a great fighter. It don't work that way. Even if that talented fighter doesn't have too many significant wins. Significant wins does not win you fights. Resume does not win you fights. Style, IQ,
Yeah, yeah, that's a
the
fact.
physicals, they win you fights.
And good buddy Taylor says Loma, but not the power. Loma's a phenomenal fighter, bro, but he doesn't possess the physical attributes that Boots has. The height, the reach, specifically, the reach in itself is going to be very different, and the explosiveness and the power. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a totally different ball game, bro. Lomachenko is a phenomenal fighter, especially at the time that Tio beat him. But Boots is a completely different story. He not gonna give Boots anything that's gonna make Boots respect him at all.
Hey, good buddy, right? Check this out. So let's say there's a point guard, right? They got explosiveness, got handle, can shoot, but he's 5'11". And then you got another point guard that has all those same attributes, but he's 6'4". Looks completely different.
Yep.
One dude would make an NBA team. The other dude will be a lottery pick, all star. Because size matters. It
Mm-hmm.
just does.
It
Size
does.
matters. And especially, I seen the same guy they talking about, I seen him hurt and drop by dudes that couldn't rip Jerron in his pitcher in half, Sandor
Same.
Martin and George Cambosos. But
Yeah.
I'm supposed to believe that he can, come on, man, like stop it.
And this is a man when shit get hot in that kitchen, he questioned himself. The mentality real frail too. Real frail. So I can only imagine what Boots will make him go through. He fuck around with Boots, he might have an episode. He might just have an episode. They might have the 302 TO after this shit. They gonna have to put that
Yo,
boy in Friends
he said
Hospital.
size matters in basketball, but not in boxing. Shout out to Mikey Garcia. Shout out to Mikey Garcia because he saw something with Earl Smith. Good, right? Tell that to Demetrius Andre moving up and fighting David Benavidez.
Yep.
Don't tell me, tell them. Because size don't matter, right? Tell Canelo Alvarez that about Dimitri Bivol, because size don't matter, right? Because Canelo is skilled.
Tell Kell Brook with Triple G.
Yeah, tell Cal Brook that. Cool,
Yeah, we gotta stop that.
cool.
Definitely gotta stop that. Cause that's not true at all. Size do matter in boxing, trust me. I know that from experience.
Size, period. He said weight, not height. Boots can never make 135 pounds.
He said tell Amir Khan
For
that
real.
facts when he fought Canelo. Facts.
Oh, yeah, tell Amir Khan that. Amir Khan was having all the success in the world. Was doing real good against Canelo. Lights out. The size matters.
He said Tyson shorter than Diego Corrales. Bro, we not talking about height classes though. When we talking about size, we not just talking about height, brother. We talking about
Everything, size in general matters.
yeah, we talking
Don't
about
and don't have
frame.
a
We talking
combination of
about
weight, height, bone structure, bone density. Like, come on, man. Most of y'all dudes ain't never seen Teofimo Lopez in real life. Teofimo Lopez is small, yo. He is small. Yeah. Dimitri Bivol was hitting Canelo with 20-piece nuggets. Canelo could not close the gap because, yo, Mark, he could do that to the, like he can get over on them unskilled slow dudes. But when he got in there with his skilled big guy, it showed that you run a smaller man. The good big times out of 100. For oh, y'all, I'm finishing my walk. I appreciate y'all popping on. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on your way out. I'm about to go do what old men do, and I'll holler at you.